The United Nations is in dire financial straits, warning today that it could run out of money within weeks, something that would put programs and peacekeepers at risk. Melissa Kent has more from our UN Bureau.
The United Nations says this is the worst cash crisis facing the organization in nearly a decade. It's been borrowing from reserve funds for months now, including the closed peacekeeping cash reserves, in order to carry out its functions around the world. In a letter sent to all member states and obtained by CBC, Secretary General Antonio Guterres writes that if countries don't pay what they owe, the UN may not have enough cash to cover payrolls next month. So far this year, 129 countries have paid their dues, including Canada in January. Those payments amount to $2 billion, but there is still a shortfall of almost $1.4 billion.
I reiterate my call on you to recommit to paying your financial obligations on time and in full. And I thank those member states that have done so. I also thank those that continue to make every effort to do so, notwithstanding the difficult economic conditions they face.
One country which has yet to pay is the United States. It's the largest contributor to the peacekeeping budget and the regular UN budget, which covers areas such as human rights and humanitarian work for the world's most vulnerable. Washington still owes about $380 million for previous years and $674 million for this year's regular budget. U.S. President Donald Trump has repeatedly said that Washington is shouldering too much of the financial burden, and it's not clear when the U.S. will pay or how much. In the meantime, the Secretary General has decided to stop all non-essential travel and institute a hiring freeze. These measures will affect the UN's operations in New York, Geneva, and Nairobi. Melissa Kent, CBC News at the United Nations in New York.